Mesa una fen una safe na the world. I hope say una they do well. I hope say the week has not been too rough with y'all. And we don't sit down also again today for can talk about Salone issues. Last week's show I cancel because something tragic happened at the land. About an hour or a little more than an hour before I come on, I receive, a message. We say ETA is gone, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And within a few minutes, it's, as soon as I can see last week, I was hoping against hope. To be sincere, after I finished that show day, I prayed all night. All night I couldn't sleep. I was just praying that, hoping that somehow my phone go ring in the middle of the night and somebody go say, hey, Matilda, guess what? She's alive, it's not true, or, she was in coma, she's back and all of that. But unfortunately, that's not the reality. And you know what? We are not the controller of our lives, neither are we the controller of our destiny. I pray and hope say, I call her Sierra Leone because she represented everything beautiful about the land. She represented the best of the land. She waiting you they aspire for hope say people of the land could be and represent and stand up for. That's what Henrietta Bawa stood for. Like really, really, she embodied the best of that land. So to a dear sister, Henrietta Bawa, who tragically or suddenly passed away on the 17th of February. She will be laid to rest on the 27th of February, which will be, I believe, next week, Monday, this coming Monday. But the flyers them they out in London, then go do a repass for them in London. And also in the US, I believe they're planning the same sort of thing. It's not clear to me yet. The one where I don't get solid confirmation of Naya post, the one where I don't get solid confirmation of yet another post, which is they intend also for do a repass for America, I believe in the DMV, Maryland, to be precise, but I'm not too clear on those details yet, because it's either that or maybe then do a celebration of life after the funeral. That detail is a bit scanty right now. It's the organizers then. But for those of you who are in England, who are in London, I urge you all to please go and pay your last respect to this beautiful daughter of the land whose life in we own eyes has been cut short, who didn't really live up to what in our eyes, her full potential. She didn't live it out. The family, of course, they plan a full-on funeral, starting with a vigil, an outlane, and and all of that. I think the proceeding starts tomorrow, and they start on the 25th, right up until the 27th. Freetown. So I urge everybody again, Freetown, in fans, them, loved ones, sympathizers, acquaintances, just please go out and pay your last respect to this beautiful soul. I wish it wasn't so, but it is so. So I bid you farewell, you kind one. I bid you farewell. And obviously, after the funeral, I will come again to, give put a full closure on this. So I just want to share this one to the public before we move on to other things. Okay, so people, so concerning the news of the land, there's a lot has gone on in the land. So obviously last week, the show where they can do today, that should have been scheduled for last week. And then we've been for, continue on to this week. But again, because of the news remit, I cancel everything and, reorg the show to something else. But well, a lot thing they don't go on at the land we surround obviously the APC and the judiciary, and to some extent the should I say the former queen, the former queen of the APC, Sylvia Blyden, where a lot of people them really don't know whose side stand, even though it claim fervently and vigorously for say still not a member of the APC. I mean, to be a member is one thing, to be an active member and wanting something for your party is another thing. It just seems for say, in your view of how things for go, collide, mesh with the view of the rest. And let me be also quick to say, like right now, not that I am novice, I'm not aware of the fact, say still there are fractions within the APC party. Obviously, you get the Sylvia Blyden side, you get the Sherry Coco, you get the Alpha Conte Yonsai, Alpha Conte and Sumana, and then you get the Anespiko, the old guards, I call them the old guards. You get the NRM, and the side the one and they for them inside, but there are multiple fractions within the APC party. This is not new to political party though, because I tell you for say every political party then go through them processes. But at the end of the day, what is important is that they come together when that's time of coming together. They come together and they do what they need to do for their party. Even the current ruling party is not immune to that. There are fractions within the current ruling party. Even like I said, the first term way the current president stand, there were fractions, the second time again, there were fractions, even right now as a ruling president, there are fractions within his party. There are fractions within other little political parties as well. So, and they're not a new thing at all. But today my question really where they ask, or the question where they ask Nayaso is that would the APC make a comeback in the June 2023 general elections? Like, what are your take? Do you think the APC is ripe and ready? Do you think the APC as a party as a whole, do you think they are poised to make a comeback? Or they have not, or they're not really work and put and I would like to say clean them kitchen, repack them cabinets, then tight and properly it for make them calm and really clinch a victory in the next coming election. Speaking of elections, I cannot go in this segment without saying best of luck to our Nigerian counterparts who tomorrow, like we will be doing in a few months' time, they tomorrow are going to the polls to elect all of within we safe go get for the House of Assembly, House of Rep, the Senate, the presidency, all done day tomorrow, and they finally go bad day. So we wish them best of luck, we wish them peace, we wish them tranquility, and may the person suited for the job we hope this time wins. Make we go on to see how it all began. Because I think, say, even though we don't go through the last 2 weeks, all of the up and down, the jiggy, the shake, I think, say, I will do una a disservice if I not go back or if we not go back and look at how it all began. Yeah. So I will ask the technical team, make we read something. I think the first thing we wake up to for notice a small shake deal. Now we've been for say the APC obviously been did at court, and then with Alfred Peter Conte going back and forth, we finally to a setting up of a committee, the 21-man committee. So the 21-man committee, Justice Edgar Fisher, where in decree or I'm not going to say legislate, he make a ruling. He made a ruling for set up a 21-man committee where an interim committee, kind of a supervisory committee, where go to take care, run the affairs of the APC interim until such time we then go do the national delegates conference, and then choose the committee and people that will go officially represent the party. So Justice Adrian Fisher be not give them a timeline, a deadline for make sure they do this, and that timeline they for complete this thing have been before this month year so where we did done. But then, all of a sudden, we wake up. I think it was either the 15th or the 14th, where thereabout, where the APC now we don't come and say, okay, then go get the convention, the 17, the 18, and the 19, in abiding with the ruling of Justice Adrian Fisher. Then don't prepare all thing, and then budu bada boom. I think on the 15th morning we already say the somebody inside the APC file an injunction. We mean say the person gets objection, he get question for ask, and he not agree with this convention. Yeah, so because that person they feel say then they flout the law that all thing where they supposed for do as a party they not do a mate, why make them they go get convention, and he said back some people them in the question the legitimacy of some people them, and that because them people they also been don't get case for answer before the law, the ruling. Remember that now which have been the name self that committee where they been set, where this government been set, where we spend so much money, where they go even bring international lawyers them. I don't forget the name now, but if you go back you remember that in a show where I even do series, because I've been read the rulings them, I've been read all things, the people the way that they find guilty, waiting and find them guilty of waiting having the charges. I think it took us like 2 months or so just focusing on that, right? So one part the thing then way one part the lawyer them may say is that if people them seem for be corrupt and not good statesmen, they should be banned from being in public office for a certain amount of time or something like that. I don't remember the precise ruling, either certain amount of time or they should be entirely be banned. So now based on that day, and this person here, so now in go file this injunction. Okay, so because Justice Adrian Fisher has not been there now in the country, the Chief Justice, when Babatunde, I think his name is Edwards, I'm not sure, or Williams, I think it's Edwards, he say he hand the case to, he give this new case here so to another Chief Justice when Bonny, Hannah Bonny. So Hannah Bonny, he take the case and sort of agree and say yes, okay, so they don't file an injunction, he accepts the injunction, and then he tell the APC say because they don't file injunction partner, for right now uno convention where una don schedule for the 17, the 18, and the 19. Una get for 6 and the 6, una go get for do that day again. Right now it's on hold. It has to be put on pause. It has to be cancelled until una answer this case here so of the injunction. But waiting now really where it got tricky really. And please, the phone lines are open because I know today see you know then I also for make we go back and forth so that me one green then I also and I want to try for explain this to reviewers them as much as possible, but also I want also for make una interact with me, right? Interact with the show. So the phone lines are open officially, even as we delve deeper into this. So Justice Bonny now tell the defendant, right? Is it the defendant or the plaintiff? No, the plaintiff. The plaintiff, he tell the plaintiff when at this person so inside way say in an APC member we can ask for this injunction. He tell and say, okay, excuse me guys. He tell and say, okay, I don't agree for take your injunction. He say, but speaking of the devil, as I say, see there so today, so I see they pop up now the camera, the Kaisai. So that's a good thing. So we go bade am so today because now I mean begin with the conspiracy theory. 2 weeks ago, if you want to hook me with conspiracy theory, I said no, I'm not ready for go down conspiracy theory line. But right now, we get enough data. Usai the work data important. We don't get enough data now for make we badam so badly. so Anna Bonny now in halt all proceedings. But I said where things got really tricky and where things got really interesting is the fact that when he accepts this order, when then gonna court, the first sitting of court, waiting he tell the plaintiff say, it said the plaintiff say by the next sitting. He said all the 36 people them where you list inside this injunction, he said you for don't serve them. He said you for don't make sure say they have been served, so they are in possession of your injunction where you put in. Now, when I read that how they call an order, I laughed because I knew it was impossible. It was impossible for that plaintiff day for serve for ensure say all them people and they be served in time for a hearing. But what's really funny happened within 1 hour of that ruling day, there was an overturn. In order for say take days, all these things happen within a day. Within 1 hour of that ruling, they say, okay, go serve them 32. There was an overturn. So people are then asking, okay, what led to the overturn? And secondly, what led to the acceptance of the injunction in the first place? Well, this is easy. Now the law, if somebody go put you or if somebody go lay complaint, now the duty of the law for listen to what the person say, and then notify you say now so this person don't say but you come and can answer waiting you get for say. So a lot of people they blame Justice Bonny for first of all even agreeing and even making levying an injunction, accepting for this injunction to pass. I think say a lot of people them, in as much as we system tricky and all of that, and there's some kuku jumuku that can go on and all of that, in the eyes of the law, I just want to reassure people and say she did what was right in the eyes of the law. She did what was right in the eyes of the law. However, if this thing also not been supposed for gonna just if it was a no file, if they're not been for accept the filing in the first place, it should have been up to the Chief Justice to decide that. But the Chief Justice instead not choose to do that. Waiting he do instead, he assigned the case to a judge. So to the fact that we don't assign the case to the judge, you know, throw the submission out, it means for say this judge is left with no other choice but to listen and for acknowledge. That's what she did. She listened and she acknowledged. And then when they sit, he then decide within an hour of that sitting and giving that order serve the 36, he then decides, say, no, actually, there is no case here. There is no case here. He overturned in ruling within an hour. All this happened within an hour. He overturned in ruling, and then he say that the APC can now go and go on with their convention. Now, what really funny to me. Now, former queen inside comments with them. I cannot go on without reading former queen inside comments with them. But before we go that, we reach that side, I'll make a CEO tell make he say hello, and then make him take a little bit for Musa Emi don't put her, and then now we can go to former queen and waiting former queen mean they say on the side.
Family owner do, yeah. I know say when they run the program on from different angles, so I make a run late. I mean, actually, I don't know they come in, but I mean, try to finish some stuff now quick before they come in, because I know say political discussion now it on a different level, so I can't take some stuff. I don't know when we will left now. But again, in terms of the conjunction and everything, and convention or injunction, convention, court case, I think say this thing where plenty people let me don't see where it look like say sometimes they would blame the judicial system, but to people and say this nothing if we don't settle this long time ago. We get 4 or 5 years. And we understand in the way after Peter Conte and all these other people that come with and case them. We then tell you say justice delayed, justice denied. I mean exactly what it mean. Then most especially come to political thing and the tension on begin the high, because how they can begin go so now a model water side they can go. Every little thing people don't get for take them differently. People don't get for see them different. Then case for them either high on that long time ago or to them out long time ago. But again, people and them secondly some cases then they at this point, if people then say at this point they are begin go take case go to court, the judge, the court of can look at some case. If you make it or you not make it, because some cases they don't need for take at this point. Some cases they don't need for take. Let me say election they go on. If malpractice happens something, then yes, then case if I then take them immediately and undo them and see them we extend ballot time and anything in the. But in terms of the alpha thing within the party, but again, when you look at the structure of a party, now that's why leadership is important. Because some of them cases here is supposed to be handled by the top leaders in the party before they even go far. But when the culture of that party, you get two phases of the party. You get people that when feel say the old arm guard in the party don't hijack the party. So then if you say for go court, it would be the best thing for me than say I don't go stiff ham them and bring a new set of people in. Why the other people look at them and say then people are not pity them and they try for work with the ruling party for scatter them party so that they go give them case and move. So when you look at them and they're not seeing where it finds over them case and make them they do them and fast and at the same time put some things out where they not say not so all areas that people need for the dancers around with. But at the end of the day, a better not get a convention. I think say now we discuss for beginning move now because first of all, people don't understand why make way Bokuti may happen. Make we try for extend this. VOS somebody put Bokuti about APC, will not they attack them much or not they come criticize them because we not say at that point APC not get much for do for Sierra Leone compared to the ruling government. Not to say we support APC or whatever, no. But at that time, if you come after APC, what's benefit? But at this point now, we not say 4 months to election, APC don't get the only leader now. This is where everything that don't become legal now. At this point now, we begin to compare now. Who done APC then? Who done somewhere? Who done Bio? What's now on next plan? What you not for do for Salone? How not for do am? Who not for bring into a cabinet thing? This is where now we don't for begin to look at people. Some of the speech they give, wait how truthful it be. Since not they not talking a lot. This is why we go for the pick up things and now begin to scatter like pieces now. We begin going to a speech now day in and day out. So the Mami Cost Bomber, I believe, say they welcome when I say time don't come now. Time when I welcome to the club because No, because we not see people that Salome where you criticize or have the cause. So we don't where we won't call that we get to jackets, man, because bulletproof or where. But now any say what they can because at this point, what do they do? They do it for the country. Salome, the problem we get, we fit in a God day, not a God day, they fix Salone. When the people where they come, people begin ask question day one. Okay, most of the time when they choose leader because of emotion, not emotion in whole country. The system when they put in place the whole country. So one for no what system, then two party they carry it. Because eventually not then two party for I think for win election, one of them for win election. This is the time we begin to scrutinize everything. This is the time we go for begin go to una speech. This is the time we go for go to una I this time we go for see wait to the campaign if not two or not two. So I'm like pass them back to Matilda because I know so they come in the go slowly. Man, okay, Jack, I'm gonna speaking quick for Jack. I'm sure so I left my first. That's enough back to you.
Anyways, so so earlier, as we hearing now about this injunction, the one way always they claim in eternal affection and love for this in so-called party. This party where you know na in grandpa and in granddaddy and in grandmammy they you know institute this so-called party, and this party they run na every blood marrow and streams of in bones them unfiltered, undiluted. The first thing where he writes for us now, I hear of more court cases filed for more injunction against APC. This is not unexpected, given the Anes Koroma jihadists disseminated APC 2023 chances. So right there and then, she is gloating, she's actually celebrating, and she is informing, you know, us that, no worry, more get for calm, more than I what they calm, because Anesco don't destroy this party, don't yakanyaka this party, and jihadist people there. Any chance for make we win 2023, don't throw away and I got it done. So no worry, the injunctions then get for the camp baby one. And then you not take again until I know for saying somebody when you get the scratcher elect for type quick. You not take again back now you come back, you say, hey, Honorable Justice Adrian Fisher is currently out of the country. Honorable Justice Anna Bonny's injunction is completely legal and supersedes all previous court order for now. Now, let me warn you about the dangers of somebody who not study the law strict to dictum, but we feel say is sabi the law and sabi the inside out of the law and knows when the law is applicable or were not applicable. Una sabi that word disinformation. If you are not careful, that's what happened. You know, partly, I am not saying entirely, but partly, the Auditor General happened for finding self Usa Ideso right now. Because somebody pushed a button saying that according to the law, this, and somebody who ought to have not listened and really go by the prescription of the law, listen, and in turn violated the hiring and nomination of the Auditor General, her work. Because somebody who thinks they know the law, they know the prescription of the law, they can defend, just because you were able to defend yourself in front of the law or in front of the courts against certain charges, doesn't mean that you know the law. For you to have been able to do that, even though you represented yourself, don't forget, there was a legal team advising you every step of the way. You been get one of the most brilliant legal minds them now you can corner by the name of Lawyer Francis Magai, who was in your corner advising you, and a whole slew of legal team. So you did not arrive at that victory on your own merit. You arrived at that victory because people them in a corner way, they not show their face, but them been they guide you every step of the way, waiting for say, waiting for do, how for say, how not for say. So when you turn around, you boomerang, and you present yourself as the all-knowing almighty, and there are those who feed on that, in the process causing disinformation, I think people should be very wary. And now within a Salone who for be very guarded, very vigilant, very jealous of we country and the way we want we country for run. This lady did not only stop there, or this woman, because she's not a lady, she's a woman. She did not only stop there. When Justice Bonny enforced, when he accepted the injunction and he make the injunction go through, and then give certain orders then for be followed by the next ruling, again, this woman was very happy, come back out and say, no convention, yay! Injunction still on, yay! First case adjourned to next Wednesday. Good news for we who do not believe in jihadist or PPP, terrorism. So now, which means because Boko of the people then, where they support the Anes by Coma wing of things, now it link them to the PPP movement and basically call them a terrorist. And then she goes on to say, we are a peaceful APC. Now, I find them a little bit problematic for somebody who claims so much loyalty, so much bloodline, blood building, blood relation to a political party. And I'm not saying, and I can always say that, do not put a political party before right. Never. But when the right is obvious in your face, but then you choose to ignore it because, remember the word we can always use, self-agenda, merited or not. When you choose to do that because of a self-agenda, how do you want people to then, how you want to make people then battle you, how you want to make people then see you as a viable, trusted candidate for represent we country, either now or in the future. Make a left and you make you talk small before we continue.
Yeah, boy. I can tell for so I get this policy with some of the politicians at Salone where I know, behind the scene we don't talk about quota, say something that I'm not he never forget the attention we then deserve at all whatsoever. But we don't begin to work come into a certain situation where we'll not get choice. The action then get for
we are at a point where I am sorry, and say me na the type person where I don't try for ignore the Sylvia angle of things for the longest time. And even people will ask me, why do you not address? I'm like, because it's not worth addressing. But within a crucial moment now with democracy and now the process within Sierra Leone, that some of these narratives you cannot ignore. You cannot afford to ignore. You get to address them and see where they fit.
Yeah, because what I try to say is that it get followers then. It get plenty of people that believe in a fight. It get plenty of people that believe in what they say. And not to everything they say not make sense. Some day it makes sense. The problem is that the cooking, just like who practice medicine at Salone, doctor, the most of the time, they specialize in one side. When they say doctor, we expect say when you become a doctor at Salone, if you be everything. If you be a gynecologist, if you be a family doctor, if you be a pediatrician, if you be a mental health doctor, if you be everything. So similar thing happen to the individual when don't get the same mindset. Sylvia is a very brilliant lady. I know they take that from her. It's a novelty, the term between business and personal. That I will get. Now that make I think say here the first day they see her to her because then to know what's in a personal issue and business. Sometimes they know when not for mixing thing and know when for mixer. Now, in terms of in fight with the jihadist talk we talk about all here, you go find out say the main most of in poster what they do, it aim at ex-president Kuruma. Because of the fight going to go on behind the scene for a long time between them in terms of control. And but sometimes they, like I say, you get for watch the lane and know when and how to pull the strings. The problem with I think say it don't to dive in. I don't know because of the financial situation of the country where we know say when politicians left power, most of the time the tank don't full. I mean the tank don't empty. They want for live a lavish life when they use. And the most thing, because that doctor is about to doctor whatever I get, they get money. Now newspaper no might get now Salone. Beside newspaper, beside politics, there's nothing else. So law face the reality now. Without the politics, there's nothing else. If Sylvia can go back and say now they make money because newspaper right now, I can accept the sale pass up. So let me left with that. So no, that's the reality because foresee how desperate the people can act sometimes when they left power. And when they not power, then behavior and they left power, you really see what's in go on with the politician in Africa and Sierra Leone. Now, in terms of the Hannes by Kuruma fight, now one of the few people that we try for take them to them, and which I applaud them for because for the longest time we know say Kuruma in attachment on APC is very very deep and very very strong. You need somebody where fearless for come after and for say it's time for you to let the party go because even when they say they retire, they resign or whatever, we know say people are in the way and where the executive don't put in place. These are same in remote control. People are the remote control at any time. So when people the way they are loyal to the party, therefore see a certain set of people not hijack the party, they go with them towards the young side. I can understand the young fight to realize that we need for civil party. The only thing is that sometimes the way in they take young fight can become a negative on the young side. And the other problem with them is that they take the time for realize so when they put out to come back and hunt them in terms of fact, it mix opinion and fact most of the time. It's okay for letting you make your opinion and say this is my opinion and this is what it is. But when you act like say your opinion is a fact because you say them or because you know them, where it turned out to be an opinion instead of a fact, then you become incredible, you become discredited. And I think the problem that happen with Sylvia most of the time. We didn't get this mango name and other for nothing because it's too quick on the keypad. Sometimes you get for reserve your opinion and allow things to process for playing safe. When you come, you say something and step back and allow the process. It will make you more credible and more sincere. At this point, not only a few people that will look at somebody like Sylvia. I talk about seasoned best person that know the politics and everything will look at us and take them seriously. Because it don't go to the point side, it just all over the place. You want to get ready, like the first lady, but not the first lady sister and party, when they go up and the all day, which is nothing wrong because at the end of the day, we want them kind for soon and they couldn't come together. But when you turn back in here, you buy people in your party, but you want to be part of the party, you want to be free. Who's are you there? Because when we look at the election in Sierra Leone, what's in that the prospects for Les Sylvia will be a member of the APC executive if they happen for win election or part of their coalition day. It's very slim now because if they go and slap, it just the anybody is like if you just tap anybody might want for tap with attention. You can slow down because you action not only they affect you, but people that are around you and the young people that believe in you. And I let you look and say, I can who follow us then. They put you them, they don't pull you then they explain so when they audio where you don't pull, the audio does not stop. I mean, you get to stick to something viable. Some of them say they say it's very important. Something way they say it makes sense. But you don't but for you they make some say it makes some sense, sometimes it cannot make no sense. So also which one I will take and which I will pick in. So it don't starting point we don't realize say, hey, boss lady, we understand say that now you say you I mean hang out first lady loan I get to na money, I get to na party. I'm not nothing wrong. This not also. No, I'm not for us also. But you get for watch some things no for no say the APC a general property, which I understand the fight, and I like that. Because if me support APC, this honest kind of thing, I'm not for the I'm for be one of the people who come after. See, I know
Yeah.
it's not what the party is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be that small set of bombarded set of people who just handicap the party on their own. But when they criticize the same thing on the other side, the APC, it's also been tribalistic, it's the regional. But the same thing I said, the way go come and point say, no, we need to change your party to a different trajectory. No, this is not what the party is about. We need that kind of voice there, Sierra for all the political parties there. But at the same time, you got to make sure say you're more responsible in some of the way they put things out. Then Twitter, they come every day, 5 seconds, everything. One day you don't say this, another contradict, or 1 minute you do to APC, but another you criticize the APC. I mean, you wish for let something bad happen to them. Another minute you're happy for where something good happen to them. Who's are you there? What's in your message? What do you stand for? This is where most people are confused. Sylvia, where are you? Where are you at? Are you part of the party? Which part of the party you did? What are your wing? What's your message? What's your goal? You see, go ahead.
I think say the fact that they even apply for be a delegate, for be a whatever, and our application was granted, but I feel say instead of see the atmosphere and realize say
No.
this why
I
it
see
is
the tweet.
better.
I see the tweet they put out. It put a tweet out say, if women go McKinney, if don't cut me is I think when they beat somebody na McKinney. Okay, na Kamokaba. They beat Kamokaba. Some type to Kamokaba. And I say if they do unto one of them, remember I said for don't do me what go there. So you don't find out say you're the free young shadow. And this shadow now become thicker and thicker and thicker every day now. Yeah. It just become thicker every day. Now people
But
scared.
I miss this puhaha of this injunction and Sylvia in tweets and what have you. Right in that middle, we get the British High Commissioner, I believe, Lisa Chenry, who then tweeted, delighted to meet Honorable Speaker today, under whose watch the Fifth Parliament has achieved so much, including the gender empowerment, and the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Bill. Inclusive political parties underpin a thriving democracy, whether in Sierra Leone or the United Kingdom. It is vital that the opposition party can play their full part in democracy. And my queen once more, quick one. It on when you see Chenry in tweets. Now I go, international communities can't interfere with ordinary Sierra Leone citizens' access to justice. I urge the UK's envoy, Lisa Chenry, to maintain her self-respect, Lonta. But you see, now you the wag you tell, you the point finger, you the give warning others. But the truth is me sitting here. If the international community, if they're not been done intervene behind the scenes time and time again without number during those 5 years, we're not been for get to a date of an election. And I'm just speaking from a Sierra Leonean, I'm just speaking from observation, I'm just speaking from every other thing that I know and hold to be true. If the international community not been there behind the scenes, they do certain things, then they encourage certain dialogue, they facilitate certain dialogues, we as a whole, as a nation, we not been for then at a point where we even they talk about the 24th of June 2023. We would have been speaking maybe in other countries, maybe our families in other countries, but not within the soil of Sierra Leone. That's how dangerous, that's how ripe things had gotten. So when you go and you point an accusatory finger to the very people that una go run come back to and say, hey, una see, now this then they do, una want make you come, una want for come broker peace, una for come broker this, una for come broker that. This is the very international community that right now uno not able to pay half of uno salary them because then decide for hold the 50% disbursement now on her bank accounts them. Then decide for hold the 50% disbursement. And so right now, the government is unable to pay salaries for a lot of people. So sometimes you have to be very diplomatic in how you approach these people. You run a government on international subsidies. You have a bloated wage bill, but yet you're able to run a government not on the revenue generated within Salone. No, absolutely not. Bigger. Now they take run the government. But the people themselves they go bigger too. If you are going to be, they say he who pays the piper plays his tune. If una not ready for make the team work inside and make una be self-sufficient and self-reliant and self-resilient, but you know always they do things and then abop for go bigger, then guess what? You cannot point the finger. You have no leverage. You have made yourself no leverage to speak. Absolutely not. Because if media puts me money inside and they take pretty much taking care of your existence, guess what? I'm going to have a say in something. For me not to have a say in something, then take care of your crap. And so following that, obviously amidst that, the injunction was discarded and abandoned and thrown out. And then she goes on to say, with eyes wide open as surprise, Justice Anna Boni has just lifted the injunction on APC Convention on basis that is a subset it is a subset of APC and not the entire APC that she earlier injuncted. And then she goes, interesting reasons. Again, not to you sabi all thing, not to you know all thing. You are not the prescriber, the interpreter, and the adjudicator of the law. It's impossible. I go make you go inside this wire so before we take on the events
what's make a laugh when you talk about this now? The way they Babson and Olefa na jail, in coordinate the Babson and Gola, let them first call. International Committee first on the call. The point is now, as Africans and as politicians, we make good decision to talk about this every day. We not even get the mandate or the respect for ourselves because we're not able to feed ourselves. We're not able to take care of ourselves, we don't pay nothing. Other people here, they do everything for we. Until we reach that point where we know say we able to take care of ourselves, we what they don't mean nothing, absolutely nothing. We can just come and look like freaking buffoons in the public, or we act in kind of way. At the end of the day, not to now, which is when they pay, which is the Americans and other European countries, they take care of governments and they pay, we build them, and they help we out. So if they come out and tell the woman the next year, it's a matter of opinion. Maybe your opinion different from what the lady reported, because when I see the stuff, in the type of talk in terms with Chernobyl. That's about Chernobyl. Now that's in itself we talk about. Do I believe within the lady say in terms of Abbas Bundu in terms of democracy? No, I don't believe that because I don't follow the parliament. We know how the parliament they go. We know say democracy not there. We know see them the staff of the opposition. We know that, and that's something makes some of them support them. They even come and criticize them every day. But at the end of the day, they go blame the woman because of your opinion. The woman they get limited information when they present to them, they get for go by. So if you they come in, they attack them, if you say they're involved in democracy, not someone for changing democracy for in Sierra Leone. Now we say they're for change democracy. Now they say they're for build democracy. Now we for build. They get the young problem in the UK, they get the young problem in the young country, where the democracy go, but now they build and they fix it. So for like they come attack the woman, feel say that will give you some kind of make you important, not to make that to major thing. What we tell talk now is that what you wanna don't present. This is the point now. Some of the deal on all they make behind, some of the action they make, then they happen all the time because it's about opinion most of the time. If you like what the person do, you support her. When not like what the person do, whether you right or wrong, you criticize her. This is what not make content go forward. Because we're not truthful to ourselves, we're not truthful to the system, we're not truthful to the policies that are in place. So do I believe in, say, Abbas Boudou in parliament, they were one of the best parliament in Salone? Heck no, I don't. We all know what's in happening to this night, brought the light to they say every day. But at the same time, opposition is part of the problem as well. APC self are not fully clean because some of the deal that happen at parliament now when I handle it. So them policy they they make it, they were in a bad policy. Now when I make them policy, they don't in a power. Where the ruling government they run on today. So now they cannot act like so we are all holy and glamour and clean because we are the short side of the stick today. When I for power, when I come back on a power tomorrow, when I go for change most of them policy, when I go for Steve Pluton because he favor on our back. SPP they cry all the whole net. Dance all day. Now today that them policy them they cry. Now they don't see them until like us they ride up. Like say they get home. So this is the point. Today we in power. You the same Sylvia, I mean the President Nkrumah. Now you may talk about President Nkrumah is one of the best presidents Salone ever produced. Now you talk because it may benefit you at that point. President Nkrumah was the angel by then because you pocket me the floor. You know what? But without them, they affect you. But today, when they stick down to now, people are now the law is not right, the parliament not right, this are right, not right, or this and that. We're not going to even look at it as somebody credible. This is the point.
Right.
But it's unfortunate that the most of the young people and they listen to them people and they someone like Sylvia and take them up. Because they send a flag go overseas, hang out with first lady, they come, they send some two big English, but they don't understand. They feel say this person sustainable, so they get big substance. But that's
not a big English them on a tautology, them people are making they give people.
I mean, because now don't because you can go fit tell people and tell them say I mean a doctor, I mean this pronouncement like then the people that feel say this is substance. But that's the thing, that's the mentality we get. But if you go deep inside, she's empty. There's nothing there. This is the same civil apply the way stop by the roadside. They pay people and for go vote. When you know say what it was wrong. People in the street for pay for democrats, for destroying democracy in the country. This is the same civil apply the way what's snap. They cost money because social media they disseminate them. This is the same civil apply. This is the same lady that they go after people and
right in front of the United Nations building in New York. So they dance send and go down, send and.
So if we talk about people with substance, people with dignity and anything, these are not the kind of people me they sit on the work. Because sometimes when they name like come back and just look at the left, I just told me face because you know worth the time because the attention they want. They want to put their name that the media talk about and make give them that substance we not deserve. Because at the end of the day, she's as much as a problem in that country as any other person. Now all contribute to what they want to do. You know, all contribute to the problem. You may get close to Ernest. Why make me want me advise Ernest by them say do the right thing. You put the right position in place. Because the same thing Mr. Potter, now they do so to do. When I make the man say a king.
And you know, another make in all of this, and make us say this, and I say them with precision, and I say them without any reservation. Sylvia is absolutely of a brilliant mind. Sylvia, very, very smart. She is very, very. It's just that sometimes it a misuse in intelligence for the wrong thing. Not to all thing waiting Sylvia they say not to him a wrong path.
No.
There are a lot of things that she says that makes a depth of sense and that has a lot of reasoning and validation behind them. But inside in reasoning where makes sense and get validation, inside the back na day back they go put poto.
They pull them back. So
they pull them back. like I was one, and I say this without any reason. Me now one of the people the way I've been they listen to Sylvia and audios them when he first begin. I've been there listen and listen. But me back now, other person is this. I'm very good at fact checking. So I realized at some point, say sometimes they say 60% not true. Then I go watch the other 40%. They don't put poto inside. Or sometimes I say 80% na true, the other 20% you don't put poto inside. So I stopped watching, I stopped listening, because I realized for say, okay, at what point are you saying what's true, and at what point are you injecting your own insight for embellish the story and not get energy for always the fact check. So I stopped for listening to them. But as to I go sit down and question in brilliance, absolutely not. She is
No,
a
no.
very, very
She is one of the
brilliant
brilliant
woman.
minds. Like what we
It's
say,
just that the way where it
the
choose to
ego.
apply in brilliance sometimes is not always beneficial
I think sometimes the problem is the
to
ego.
the
The ego they got
masses.
caught up in on sometimes because they get a brilliant mind. You know, people they listen to them. You know, and sometimes they don't use for wrestle with the tough boys. But you get to realize, say, not for wrestle with the top boys them, but what the top boys then get, you not get them. This is what she forgot to
Yeah.
realize. And I think in this convention, you don't see some of the things them. The but the way them top boys there gets, then top the way they control that office, the way they all on that office, you not get them. So the only way you
No.
will fight the top boys, you get for join the coalition. We not believe in them fights, just like how you not believe in them fights. We not say come on and form on your own fight, but at the same time, know the pattern of the goal because that was the fight what it take was a very good fight against Anes. Because waiting him in the fight against and then just don't show himself so today with the Samuel Kamara stuff and the Bombali boys will then take over the executive. This is exactly what she was trying to tell us long time ago. So this was unless is the one, unless it's not going anywhere, even even if they leave the leadership of the APC, they go from Annam over to a custodian, then winner and young people then winner from the north, or most especially the McKinney base, and alienate other people out of the party. When you look until after the convention, it makes sense with most of the people who then get the position and other way not get them. So at the end of it, you know, say in idea was in
But
place.
yes, our idea was in place, and there was a way to go about it, not to arrive at what they arrived at. But
Exactly.
in how dem call am, in a urgency for forcing way, for be nasty, for be violent, for be rude, for be abrasive, they lost what they had intended. They lost am. Not to forsake people that not been there within that party, they from other constituents them where they not been viable for be part of the executive. But then display already as in, okay, you not come inside it, now you they do so, where you can't sign on, waiting go happen. Their
But
display of
I think the
arrogance.
in problem that we not get allies. You know, in anybody we talk, we know that we bite you. Where we continue to bite everybody, you don't lose trust.
Exactly.
You
It's not
see, you
that
don't
she
lose
did not
trust.
have allies at the beginning. She had
Yes.
allies. But you not go make ally when you make ally with somebody, it means that you are going through it through thick and thin. Whether you agree or you disagree with them, you find a middle ground. But she is never willing to, ever willing for find middle ground. Now, in way or the highway. And in allyship, you need forget middle ground. You need forget common ground and common understanding. You know? So therefore, make we not even dwell on this. Justice Bonny went on to say, she obviously the okay, so Justice of Sierra Leone went on Twitter and they said the High Court Judge Justice Hannah Bonny has granted leave to the APC party to hold its National Delegates Conference effective 18th, 19th, and 20th of February 2023 on grounds that the injunction didn't affect them. And other has also been granted to the interim committee there to conduct the national delegates conference in McKinney. So obviously with that declaration, the police self lifts the own ban, everybody lifts and everybody converged na McKinney. And then in McKinney, obviously what you been the talk about happened because people let me get 5 years for turning differences into allyship. People let me get make I not say 5 years, 4.5 years for work out the nitty-gritty behind the scenes. People them in get 4.5 years for make sure say they are not being used, being put on the forefront and being used as scapegoat for other people their own agenda. But then choose not to do that. And because then choose not to do that, I am sorry, guess what? The old guards won. And what does this tell you? It tell you for say, when you come to wear the shoes of your father, you have to actually observe how your father puts on the shoes and how he works. For tie the lapa of your mama, you get for observe sidom, how we they pick the lapa, how we they open them, how we they fold them, and how we they tie them. That's what these new how you call them, these new titans, the new titans, they're not being get patience for wait for. And this is this waiting happens so at the APC, unfortunately, now a very common phenomenon, even within the society. Whereas, the millennials, the this, the that, the young ones, they are so impatient. They want it today, they want it now, and they want it yesterday. They don't understand, say, the old ones have lived. There's a reason where they can talk, say, you granny go sit on a bench. If they see waiting there up that mountain, you will go climb up, you're not able to see them. That is exactly what they taught them. I am sorry to say, they got themselves played. They set themselves to be played. That's exactly what they did. Because that time where them go, you remember that time where them go McKinney, was it 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? Where Anes Roma called them all, that was the NRM, I'm not going to ever forget, he called them all up na stage. And then he tell them for say, una na munku politics na uno sabi. That was a warning. I remember after that show, I come back and I talk, say, if them people are so smart, do not take the man's word, hook, line, and sinker, literally. Begin for understudy. Understudy the character, understudy the tenacity, understudy the network. Understand their language. But these new gangs in the, in the face of precipitation, wanting to be powerful, wanting to be seen, wanting to be known, guess what? The old guards are smart and have outplayed you once more. That is exactly what happened to McKinney. Even we own your basic camera.
No, not agree, bro. You see, we tell them from day one. They know they all agree. They all want to so conscious of the power. They probably use it.
When me sit down, I saw an interview and I won them and I give them 2-3 strategies there. Even me, your basic camera, not able for pull one vote. When that conference started, Anes said something. And if them being smart at that time, they for don't pick them up. He said, if you sit down for an affairs, you not campaign, you not show yourself, you not don't build your network, they're not to inside so inside McKinney today. Now you feel say they can't get nomination. He said it.
But Matilda, let be fair though. I mean, and let's get what Yanis gets. These 4 years, how many people are on that list they made out the campaign besides Samuel Kamara? Let be fair, Naya. I mean, when
Peter Conte wanted to be whatever, but he was busy invest more time in spending in court than actually speaking to the people, telling the people why he want for be head of state, telling the people why he want for run, how he go change the people their life. Before that, any talk show where they go justify why he taking a court. Do you think our Sierra Leone is ripe to listen to your reason why they take a court? Tell them what you get for do for make their life better. That is what Samura Kamara has been doing for the past 4.5 years.
You see, we all criticize the process.
Samura Kamara the season. When I to say a big full man, big full way be the totless from Salone, the totless from Freeton, the longer na motoka, they go distribute to family them. Where they say, hey, ide yanda. Where they say Jack, ide de. Where they say boom, ide yanda. Even then, at some places, the way even me, I've been like, this man here so kaya so
But
safe,
that's what it is,
but he
though.
was there. And that's what you call networking. He was building his
Exactly.
grassroots. He was building his network. But una no one invest, una no one for pay the dues, but you want to reap the prize.
No. Listen, when President Bio appointed so when President Kuma appointed the first election, we all criticize the process, say the process will be free and fair, allow open them up. But still will be fair. Even Cheiko Kori won, what see Cheiko Kori won today? Cheiko Kori ever come around the man way after the lost the election? When this man they go up and
No.
down and one they do
Yes.
people assume now say okay,
Cheikoko
well,
was aligned with Sylvia at some point. How then Bade,
exactly.
how they not Bade, I'm nine and
So
scatter.
now, if you look at the dynamics now, what they do right now with the young guys, them, the young generation, it's about greed. And President Koman may right way tell and say they don't know politics, and secondly, now munku politicians, and that was right because we can't social media. I tell most of them what's happened at them group here, they get about the way they pay. These are young about them. We president, other President Koman in payroll. Then come, they attack them. What they do, they go behind the enemy, the young guys, they will see if it's a lawyers, they know what they don't know nothing. Okay, these guys are young guys, they don't know ideas about politics whatsoever. Then can go. First of all, now I'm be telling one on the motor, you want to present in Parliament, Makini, who now only Congo and lie behind each other. What in the party do? The party not working there. They're not every wasting time with them body, and then say like body, and then he play the like body. Then begin put them at each other, send them against each other. Okay, we young boy and they had all grab. So they begin to attack the young one in the way they want for come against the party. So if you they come against the party use the young, and that was a very smart move. Many party, the party don't say they not get it, they don't know social media because the body gets plenty weapon on social
He
media.
never
They grab the
responded
weapon
to
get
any of them. He never
no,
personally the only time where Anes
no.
open mouth talk na McKinney that first meeting where the conference where
It's
they get where say una na munku politics now na
exactly.
sabi.
So what he
That
used
was
the
the
younger
only
boy
time he spoke.
against them.
Until this convention now, where he can say, if for this 4.5 years, nobody knows sabi una. Unu not been they talk to the
But
people, unu
Sabi
not
them
been
though.
they campaign, not to yaso
Uda
una they
Sabi them.
can't get nomination.
Sabi them. This is the question. They tell when they say leadership, when they tell what thing they go bad, not a leader for come out. When Bakuti may happen, when they kill McKinney, how many of them pull press release beside Samuel Kamara? Anytime when something major happen in the country, only Samuel Kamara made the pull press release. So even if you not like what happened, and when they want McKinney, they're not this time they're not point out. They say no, we go to vote, and they vote in front
Yeah,
of camera, in front of everybody. So this time
exactly.
nobody will talk say Samuel Kamara, even
And
though
you
they
know,
say yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't want to cut you word. You know the beauty about waiting I really like about way Samura Kamara displaying at that convention. The way me, obviously I did not watch the convention throughout. So I know for say me not get him for that day. That's too much time for me. I don't have it. But the
I mean, I watch
snippet
those
where I
convention. I
did.
enjoy them.
No, I did it. That's no. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get that kind of
go.
time and resources. They no, I cannot. But anyways, you watch the convention, so obviously you will come from that perspective. But there was something beautiful that they did that I really, really honor. If even though as Sidona Yaso Enuna, if you don't believe by now that I am not loyal, I don't get any party affiliation or whatever, that is up to you and your generation. I don't care. But he did something beautiful that I love. And for me, when somebody displays such maturity and such knowledge and intellect and calm in the face of Jege, I respect you even more. When all the other candidates them mean they jaja about what's the number of ballots. Now almost now the total number of ballots way eligible. Now almost now the this. And then they say, let us go for the counting, let us count, let us this, let us that. Would I object? All the nominees then or viers, they object. The only person who sit down there and say, let them do what they want to do. I am here. When you are ready to vote, let me know, was Samura Kamara. He sat there. He never objected to anything. He never questioned anything. Now, I show you, say, when you shop, are you safe? You shop, are you safe? You no need for jiggy. You no need for bing bing.
Unless
Because you know,
And let's
say
don't
you
play,
sit
and let's
down.
don't take care. Okay, make I tell you now. That was a leaked video. Not still people didn't see him. There was a leaked video where it came out now where they're gonna announce it was a week before the convention. But people not see that video now. Few
Yes.
of you see that video. Where they bobo meaning someone can hide, they watch it, the delegates and the people in the corner announcing you. They begin meeting them. Then they go from corner to corner. See people when they set the crowd. If you watch that, all the people over there are coming announcing you will see exactly how the politics play. Everybody where they get position today, like the executive, they were those people at Anes's house. Now McKinney, where they go play. So they may already don't set the team inside the house today. Before the commodity, they know who is who and who's everybody. They will take for vote for, whatever for vote, whatever for stand. They know themselves. You take care of me, I take
Because
care of you.
guess what? Over these 4.5 years, guess what? In as much as them in they go through the turmoil, this that they were watching each other. They were keenly, them in they watch themselves and they know themselves. And that is why I can tell people they say, what you see displayed in politics today did not start. The result where you they see, not today happen. It already don't happen even before it begin. It already don't happen even before it begin. But I want for during the convention a lot of interesting things happen. But at the end of the day, they came out with a vote and then show we the votes, which was good. Then show we the percentage who that votes for Uda and whatever. And I think say go good for make we show them to fumble them, so make fumble and see Uda then being we possible, vias them and how all thing, come out na do, So if you technical thinking make a little bit okay, that's good. So I go read them from this end. So basically, I go start from the bottom. I know say go say in no particular order, but then at the end from the top, I just read and that way it's all good. So we get Maria to our Yansane, weighing a 0%, 0 vote. Then we get Honorable Amara Alikali Kamara, 0 votes. Basi Kamara, 0 votes. Sim Ibrahim Kemos Sise, 3 votes. Mohamed Madi Sise, 3 votes. Mr. Alaji Usman Tolonka Bangura, 5 votes. Dr. Paul Almami Bangura, 5 votes. Susan Bona, 6 votes. Dr. Momo Vandi, 6 votes. Abu Kaba Kaloko, 6 votes. Honorable Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise, 10 votes. And Sumana Usman Koroma, 10 votes. Honorable Ambassador, okay, I don't know what's in this, maybe Ambassador Almami Pekito Kamara, I think that's who he is, 12 votes. Alfred Peter Conte, 12 votes. Omri Michael Goli, 21 votes. Kelfala Mara, 58 votes. Dr. Richard Conte, 66 votes. Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, 1,382 votes. So, then content day una all see. What is interesting about this is that there is no question that inside that holiday who the overwhelming majority supported. Nobody not even break the man 50%. Like nobody not even break the man 50% of in total vote. Nobody not even break him 50%. So to the APC and for all their name there, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting? If even the top leading scorer, you're not able to break him 50%. If we go back and we look at the 2 times them where the current president kind of bulldoze a way through and gets the nomination, the people them way in the contest with them break and close. But this man, I mean, come on. It's like he slid. He's
But the
foolproof.
good thing, the good thing, Matilda, the good thing is that all the talk say, well, now President Komagi and the position, that's and that. This is no, this one, you know, say this is a people's choice. And this is what we are
Invalidated.
advocating for. This is a testament to what
Yes.
we do. Over good self, according to the partner, the back say, our job is not going in vain. For telling people and say, Lowy and the best man win. Allow the process to work
Yeah.
inside because I think it was so easy when it win for everybody for kind endorser. There is no
Yeah.
question because everybody realizes
Yes.
it is the people's choice. We see that crowd come on and do that day. You come on and do for a very good reason. You come on and do for sure
Yes.
say that party day where they don't choose the person, there wasn't any question. There wasn't
No.
nothing to be worried about. If in terms
No.
of APC, it's Samuel Kamara, period. So when
Yeah.
you do that,
Yeah.
the country will even see say if you then go into the ballot, and we continue to make that kind of process here. Even if not bad leaders we choose, but we all choose them, the majority choose them. We will
Exactly.
accept them. You see, but if people
Exactly.
they choose the wrong people and for we, even if they can't do right, at the back of our mind, he's not who we want. He's not the person that we wanted. So we don't care. So this is the same thing they expect. Even the SAP people know at this point, yes, when it comes to the ballot side, President Bioga for be unanimous on opposed. But the next person they choose, we expect them to do the same thing. We go for make sure we come after the system that SAP people should say, una vote the right person. Make the best man win.
And
We
you
don't
know,
care about who that win
and
the elections.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
exactly. And you know, the beauty about this, like just like you they say, is that we see waiting happen now the SLPP conference, right? The whatever conference now, Bo. We see waiting happen now, McKinney, during the voting and nomination process. We see the kuskas, we see the this. You know what? For the stress where the APC party don't go through, especially internal stress, whether externally there are people pushing and manipulating it, and internally there are people pushing and manipulating it. I really, really want to give them kudos. I really, really, really want to give them kudos. Because this could have easily gone left. But for the fact that, say, they're able to compose themselves to the point where they went through the ballot, open ballot, no secret. All man gets imposed in the way they watch, where they supervise, where they count, where the results come on. I don't nobody no can say, hey, no, me vote not been this, me paper. No, no, no. There were 2,000 voting and whatever, they account for every voting delegate, they account for who that them vote for, and there was a clear winner. And then show you, then give you clear data. Where if you self you understand calculations, you can go, you do the calculations, you see say there was no margin of error. Now waiting and present. I want to say thank you for demonstrating that. Because that is something we did not see from the ruling party. And at
Well,
that
in fact, that
example,
was
the ruling party been
that one
supposed
can
for
say.
us.
Now that one can say the SPP criticized the APC after the elections that Samuel Kamara they not elect them, select them, this and that. But when the time comes now for me to do the right thing, then take the opposite route. Then go to the
Yeah.
wrong side. The thing when they criticize APC for, say they're not democratic, this and that, they end up for be the one who's more less democratic than the APC. So that between them beat
Exactly.
APC up. I believe say even the young people then realize say the young people and say they watch them and then demonstrate them openly because to log kudos to the young APC people and the young people them because people them go to the convention and go to one him. Free and fair convention. This convention, I go for make sure say everybody will come at this process here, go for come here fairly and clean because we want to take this fight to SAP people. If we take on to SAP people, take on with one voice. And
Yeah.
whoever organizers and do a very good job, they make sure say it was clean and fair, free and fair. It was clean, no fights, no process, no alala, no mamikos, no fet, no nothing. And in fact, you look at the SME waiting always they pride themselves. Now, not beginning to take the bad habit to APC gets. Where then the kind of candidate they can't begin the first thing, cost this and that. So this is not a testament to not to just the two parties then, but the people are saying slowly, the people are not beginning to demand. And when we demand, the people then go for the listen because at the end of the day, now we get the power. Now we the control waiting government do now we control. Now we the control what we want. So the process itself We dey look out to the SAPP themselves. We dey pay attention to them. When they come to the close to election, wetin for be una your mantra? Wetin una go for believe in? Una believe in the right process or the wrong process? Because how una choose na leader na so una go for who? Wetin the APC dem dey show you now? Say, hey, with Samuel, and it was because SAPP they predicate on one thing, say, oh, they go for Western Alliance. Most APC like confusion, like alala. Wait, more than that. But then it's so surprised when they unite. Every single person that list they come up say, I endorse Samuel Kamara. I endorse Samuel Kamara. So we often criticize and say, but 4 months ago, so say that I'm not gonna leader yet. I'm not gonna leader.
But wait, make I not cut you there. It didn't get so sweet so quickly because very quickly there was one amongst the lot. There was one amongst the lot. I'm not gonna call him name. I want give one Bible name for one something one and the disciples them, but I not go call them. And you sabi the Bible, know that they talk about. There was one amongst the lot who came very quickly after they all agreed, or even congratulate, don't tweet congratulatory message and everything, fine, one. And we thought that Mr. Kotos has been, he has done that. Hey, listen, people, I can speak good English, but I'm just making fun. He has done that, he has finished with the court business. Then boom, you see tweet. The ITGC is still in charge of the overall affairs of the APC until the IGTC and only the ITGC conducts the National Delegate Conference under the supervision of the PPRC. Now, Uda and Tuni, they dance right now. So something is clear to me as the conspiracy theory is starting, as now we have a lot. That obviously somebody don't begin to talk to Sylvia. Somebody don't begin to talk to Sylvia. And unfortunately for this person, he forgets Sylvia and journalism is study, not a law. Even though the said individual, I don't know how true it is, apparently is of a legal mind, I'm not sure. But if you don't go, you don't congratulate. Don't you know that the fact that they allow, that the court allow the conventions for all, the moment the convention is held and the executive is nominated, is appointed, then they are the dissolution, with immediate effect. They don't need for you data, like, hey God. Now the dissolution of any pre-existing arrangement. So me don't know that they advise this man, whoever the team of lawyers or legal experts are, please, una do na self of, una left for eat people money. Some eat money, they were not good. Now, Jamfa business, this one left for it this money, una left for advice wrongly, please. Even the most munquest of munquest, the most non-bookish of all bookish, can decide this one and talk. Please. And it looks like you have endless amount of money in reserve to be spending on non-entity. So at some point, you do have to decide. Are you really part of this party? Do you really want to belong to this party? And if you do not want to belong to the party, excommunicate yourself. Not to by force for belong. If waiting the party don't agree and waiting the party wants, all right with you. Not to by force for belong. Bounce.
So, the point now is that everybody accuse them saying an agent of SAPP. So when their actions here, not assume say, okay, let's just assume 4 months to general elections. We're already there behind the 8 ball long time ago. Because if I don't get a leader like maybe probably a year ago for begin campaign at this point. Because SAP is in combat, they're not easy for beat. No matter the economy, no matter the flaws that go against them right now, they still get a chance for win the elections. Now 4 months to the thing, we all my face when I come together. When I still talk about court case, the question is, what's not your role now on a party right now? You own role. Or if we're going to court self today, let me say you win the case. What do you get for win after you win the case? Because if you win a case beyond this point, now a loss for your party. And if you say you love your party, then what's not your role from going forward? So at this point, I feel say you get to realize say you fight in different folds. Okay, yes, I fight for What thing you fight for? You, because if you say you fight for a level playing field, which that becoming another, I'm supporting fights. We make an abuse. I support the man in fight because in fight was fighting for a playing field. But you for anything gets a time and area and when and how. At this
Yeah.
point, whatever fight when I'm engaging like the SFPP, SFPP then fighted and fight, but when they didn't choose him, Madabio is our leader. Every fight was put to rest. So okay, now all that fight we get on a lot put them aside. Lord, we support we leader when I'm Madabio. Our main agenda from today going forward is to win the general elections against APC.
Yes.
Anybody that will come now, you know, a distraction and you're against we winning these elections. This is the point from the one that accuses say SFP agent. At this point, this is where you're supposed to prove yourself. Say no. At the back, the whoever our leader is, and we're gonna go forward. If we get anything out for doing at the party, we go down after the elections. If we win the elections, then we go before we can fix the cabinet, we'll begin fixing here. If we not win the elections, we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll make sure so we fix some of them problem here. But this point going forward, the next 4 months, we'll focus on one agenda: winning the general elections. So if you come with court case and injunction, my brother, you make a hard on yourself now because people don't believe in fight. They begin to lose confidence in the fight.
Like, come on, the guy, what's his name? Richard Conte.
Yeah, afraid.
Now only 88 votes he pull.
No,
now only 88 votes.
Conte. No, these are two different people. Dr. Richard Conte.
Okay, wait. Alfred Peter Conte.
This is Alfred Peter Conte.
Now 12 votes he pull. Now 12 votes.
Alfred
Peter Conte.
This take part? I know it. Alfred Peter Conte.
Yeah, wait to make a read them back. Wait,
I don't
make
think
a watch.
They delegate to.
No, he not take part. Yeah, not take part.
Now, the chairmanship in the first. Let me be the interim chairman. He was the interim chairman of the party.
Yes, he could not have taken part. That's right.
No.
Now Alfred Paulo Conte and I pulled 12.
Paulo Conte, yes. Paulo Conte and Richard Conte, then take part.
Yes. The truth is, with this number we may see, okay, I think say a lot of people go agree with me, say, if we go back again, right now, today, where they talk show, then put Alfred Peter Conte, then put Samura Kamara, then so on and vote. Samura Kamara is going to win it again.
No, in your fight, that the chairman is in for Paul Anes Day. That was his own fight. Say Anes for left the party, but now Anes say he don't give up the party. I don't get new chairman. We are Tina Yansane. Yansane is a new chairman, so your fight should be over by now.
So what is your fight now? Is it that you want to be the chairman? And if you are not the chairman that way, because that's what it's looking like now. As in one for be the chairman, and if they're not making chairman, then let us cut it until we cut it no more. And that is not a spirit of togetherness. That is not a party spirit. That is not a spirit of allyship, a spirit of coalition. So Nadameka they say to them at this point, after so many years of fighting, and you are not getting your way, it is not a must to belong. It is not a must to belong.
Yeah,
you can go somewhere else and belong. They call them cross-carpeting. Cross-carpeting is allowed. Cross-carpeting is allowed. Victor Ford don't cross-carpet. I don't know, but this other one, Alpha Khan, if himself don't cross-carpet finally.
No, Alpha Khan is now at this point. He's part of the SAPP at this point. He's not coming to APC at this point. He said he's still on APC. Make a quote. He said in still APC, but it supports the BU administration in these coming elections. So in not making it clear.
Cross-carpeting is allowed. Voting for the opposition is allowed. So not make this thing what it's not supposed to be.
But Dr. Richard Conte, Dr. Richard Conte, the way come second. I want the first people that endorse Samura Kamara. As soon as in fact, even in a street safe that way Samura when they come free on, and maybe the party office now street to Zimbabwe, then they control traffic for him. So obviously he is part of the team already. In fact, I think they all women stand all endorse him.
Yes. But then make we go on, but then something amazing happened, and I think this is what But again, when even as I say something amazing happen, I dey caveat am with the fact that we politics na Salone watermelon politics. All man go wear the t-shirt of the day just to satisfy the ego of the day. So in as much as these numbers are frightful, because me at some point I've been afraid to say there would be a stampede, the kind number and crowd we see. I was seriously afraid of a stampede. Seriously. But make the number they're not full. The number could just be of the fact that like when Moku people they say, don't say where they're able to dance music in the streets. That was an opportunity for them for come on and do enjoy in the streets. But it could also be a show of really, really what is to come. Yes. So we get to look at them all three ways. We get to look at them from the watermelon angle. We get to look at them as a possibility of what is to come, truly what is to come. Or we get to also look at them from the social angle where we say it was an opportunity for people them for just take a breather and breathe and be. Because for the past 4.5 years, almost going 5 years, they've not been allowed to breathe in this kind of manner. So make we show some of the images them when the current nominated flag bearer or elected, because it's not nominated anymore, it's elected, flag bearer make in descent into Freetown on the 22nd. So the crowd, make I tell you now, from where that man left McKinney in the morning, the crowd was consistent. The crowd just kept increasing, 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 and increasing to the point where, like I said before, I was afraid of a stampede. And as next been they come, I'm like, okay, next they come now, the crowd will begin disperse. Usai. And then no more the crowd they increase. They increase. They increase until the Calabar tongue incident happened. And for me gets me own theory about the Calabar tongue. I know say people and they go on and say, oh, the APC supporters them provoke the SLPP supporters them. It was a clash between two attire bases and what have you, and then the SSDs then been left without any choice. They open tear gas and for whatever. I don't think that's what happened. Here's what I think what happened. I think say news been done reach the guards them, like Calabar tongue say, the crowd where they come, it was a tsunami coming. And I think they didn't believe it because they were there to crowd control. I think say by the time when they actually get an actual glimpse, because no forget to even tell me non the can that 10 day. When they get an actual glimpse of the tsunami, the inferno coming towards them, they panicked. I think say them panic and then they open tear gas. I'm not saying there were not rogue men from both sides within where help for amplify the situation. I think that's what happened. I don't know about you, waiting you na you own theory.
Well, make I just start by the crowd. When the crowd inside, look at two different ways. They look at first in terms of the APC side and say, this is maybe the message people are sending to the BU administration. So you guys are not listening. When we talk about the hardship on the country, when they downplay them, and this is when we are coming in numbers to vote for the next president. Or we can argue back, say, from the northeast, the northwest, it's the stronghold of the opposition within the APC. So most of them, Freetown gets one of the highest population of the country. Most people when don't come up and Boku and Freetown. So if you look at the APC supporters at Boku and
What did you just say? What did you just say? Freetown has what?
I said Freetown get well, no, not to me. Me not care about people in their own census. I mean, we not census.
I mean,
Freetown get the highest
just
population. I think I'm not part of their own census. But the point is that if you look at the population of the northwest, now then the stronghold of the opposition, because then we argue, well, if this may happen in the southeast, we supported the majority will supported it, we will get the kind of venue like this, we will put this kind of crowd. So the only problem is that then say go for can match this crowd in African, which therefore cause them for waste money. And most of the body the court say watermelon effects can for happen because the body add up the one money, then say for go where the green and can flood the streets. It's part of the business. The body want it, and this is why we pay for that money all over the thief, then they go back to the people there. So this is where the money go for, because we know say a couple of days from now, they say go match this crowd, they go for do whatever it takes for match this crowd. But the reality is that this is not their stronghold. Now the APC their stronghold, they go for always pull this kind of crowd. The thing is that the northeast, if not anybody them put them in those on a board, therefore don't pull them. If you obviously we get similar crowd like it is for the SPP. But the point now is that all everybody again, this is the question. Everybody who women that crowd, are they all voters? Are they all going to be voting for APC? We don't know. So crowd not go for results to vote. But at the same time, it might be a message. The people are sending genuine message say you guys are not listening to us. You guys are forsaking. And everybody, whether no matter which party belong, just come on Salone. No matter which party belong, all the crisis the country don't hard. That one day on is a given. They don't even hide up. All man say things hard, and most of the time it go against the government in power. Whether or not they fall to, not to them fall to, not they for take that blame. They people for blame because all these populist idea we encounter in campaign. Waiting go right, then take the praise. Waiting go bad, then take the fall. And most of the time it can benefit the opposition. We country hard, and maybe this is why the people are coming in numbers for sending a message to the president and it seems say you guys are not listening, and we about to vote you guys out because. That's not in our streets. So I think maybe we didn't stop them for do but we didn't know allow them for protest. Maybe these are another way of sending message. You go stop we on your own, but you're not going to stop we for do what's we right. And rally is our right. And now we force to the coming number. So you can interpret it in different ways. But at the end of the day, this kind of crowd, I think say a hat was just a rally though. This is not even the campaign rally. These are just for welcome the man for coming Freetown. This was a record number out. It was something the record number wouldn't said so. Whether you believe or not, but it was something huge.
Yeah. Whether you agree or not, this was a record number. This like it smashed a lot of numbers. Them for sure. I mean, people let me fever sugar ants really. And then I remember somebody they tell me say but you see waiting happen at Bintumani, was it Bintumani or whatever recently? I'm like, do you want to compare the Bintumani numbers to this? Like you have to be blind, really. I'm like, you really have to be blind. Exactly. I'm like you really have to be blind because you know waiting be more interesting to me, what I find really interesting. Maybe we go say that been during the day the number. But if you see the image of the people them we been steadily there inside Freetown, right up until the time where they arrive right into the party office, then that's because it be done later, it be done past 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they go
Oh
2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
But the number was steady. They were not moving, they were not budging. So for me, then they tell me a lot. As in, okay, if the morning crowd, I mean, for Siona during the day, this, that, people, them. But at that time of the night, and that number, they still be that consistent and still be that heavy. I know that, yes, the theory goes it's hard to beat an incumbent president. But this one is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, impressive. They're not for downplay. We President Bio pull a crowd doing this. Let me get this one, but people are still see it as a message for the Kurma because they see and say now a message is going to send to the Kurma administration. And election day is shown on the ballot. Similar thing,
Yeah.
the essence of for downplay then a message people send to you openly. You get for listen to the message and decode them and respect the message because at the end of the day, the right of the voters is the biggest right, and the people in the Salone slowly don't begin to know their rights. And this one, them boy wasn't going to go dynasty. So then people then come now real resentment against the administration because of some of the things they do. Real resentment. Not for say, but good thing they do not to want to good thing, but something and the way they do it, someone I like you do all kind of good and not going to forgive you. So that thing, I think say 4 months to the elections, the ruling government for actually get people and waiting for wait and study them here to know why make the people are mad, why make people then come out this way, why people then they chair the opposition this way, even though they pull a position just recently in the power for put on a day. Why make they walk back over to the position? Are you guys doing something wrong? These are the questions you're supposed to be asking instead of just the try to deflect them back on the people like say and not meaningful because they just pull out them recently. For many they run back to them. So this way there's a problem somewhere.
And you see, that is why, now that make I say over this 4.5 years, I kept saying, rule. Stop accusing, stop the accusation, stop the, oh, we take power, we meet deficit, we meet broken this, we make rule. Focus on ruling, focus on making it work for the people. When you make it work for the people, they will clearly show you that you have made it work for them. When you decide for always they give excuses, excuses, the project, but the project wrongly, excuses. This crowd that you see.
No, it is a huge crowd. It is huge. It is huge. I don't believe what's in the crowd like this is a joke. First, I in Nigeria because it's a Nigeria election and this past weekend. So when I see that crowd, I thought it was Nigeria. When I begin to see my and Samuel, I say, whoa, they were about them. Sissy called me now, say they on live. I say, whoa.
If the technical team make them show that last image, that last drone image of a sea of all white and red, that image has not left me. There's a drone image way from the hanging from the drone. All you see, I don't that last image, if you're able to pull up that image where they like it's a drone image way on top, you just they see the people they aid. Just it hasn't left me. I just kept saying to myself, wow, what is this? Because that day like there was no space. Like
that one
space between Mortal Man.
Jamaica, that image, not to say alone that one day. If you zoom out. No, if you zoom out, now white people in na football stadium that one day. Now Kansas City.
Okay.
Yes, Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay, the last
when they play this Super Bowl, they play off. Because as soon as I see I pick them up immediately because I see when they watch TV that the way come up. So again, another opinion for Salone politics. They do well, so they still make propaganda. So not for me propaganda. When I get the crowd,
exactly. So to the person who take that white image, they pass them off. Now that make fact checking is good. So the person who take that white image, they pass them off as an image from Sierra Leone. We don't dispel, and I also say now the last Super Bowl we just happened 2 weeks ago. That one where Rihanna sing pan where he will say don't get second belly. Now they didn't take that image now because Kansas City,
with
a little bit of yellow in it. So okay, so we're not using that image because that image is actually that then I think called disinformation, and me not they also for toe that line of disinformation. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remove and repel and rebut disinformation. Everything was going on well, and for me, I actually was saying to myself, you know what, I really was on the verge of giving the current government kudos and saying, you know what, this is good, because you've allowed them to have their space, to have their moment, until Hill Station happened. And now some people, and they say Hill Station are propaganda, Hill Station are this, Hill Station are that. And I say to you, if Hill Station are propaganda, how big man go sit down in making company big man left belt mark or whatever mark na in back that kind of way? Because that guy is a strappy guy. He doesn't look like someone that will sit and allow someone to demolish him in that manner. And I don't think, say, the mayor giving incapacity today being a final day, service, job well done, giving incapacity, he go on a national television, interview the talk, say, then confiscate in work laptop. I don't know since when now a regular traffic stop and search, they turn into a confiscating the mayor, a sitting mayor in laptop, without warrants, without anything. When you know for say, a day part of a procession for empathy, how do you justify that? How do you rationalize that? Are these states, checkpoint officers? Is that part of their mandate? See, now some of them violations they are so, and then kind seize power advantage where they happen. Now, pull that kind of crowd on, I see so on, they say the crowd na propaganda crowd. Whether be it watermelon politics, whether be it for a form of socialization or whatever. These are some of the reasonings. These are some of the justification. These are some of, you don't sit down on my neck, I need to breathe. Allow me breathe. I want to make we show the two videos them of the incidents that way allegedly happened. Because I say alleged, not because it did not happen, it's because I wasn't present, or none of us were present where it happened.
Political parties, they begin to attack people. They say that the pullman have you in picture and I go to the car. They ain't to me and I mean at the National Secretary General. And they say they don't care. They go for when I was go kill everybody. Yes, they give beat the bounce gun, they give wap blue the river. What the river back? Blue the river back. When I'm mad now, so this is the chapter. I just show the car. We say, now this is the Secretary. Who's on the WhatsApp? Who's on this letter? My agent. I said, I'm going to be okay. Let us talk. Happened before the president. Then put checkpoints there. Then break I tell the driver, say, no one break. When we break, then come. They say they want to search the vehicle. I say, fine. They begin to search the vehicle. Let's go for Sidom. Let's go for Sidom. They beat me on me back. They kick me on my side. They tell people, they tell we say, now Mother Bio send them for beat me up. If you want to tell them, say, if you don't want to do me anything, I can go to Mother Bio, make you go no send me the National Secretary. They say they don't care. Mother Bio don't get an instruction for beat me up. So then beat me up, and I want the international community to know today. Yeah, be able to identify them.
Seized by the presidential guard. I'm deeply disturbed by this, and we'll be taking, the necessary steps to retrieve my laptop. I hope that, I won't need to do anything more, and the presidential guard themselves will just give me back my laptop. They have absolutely no right to seize my laptop. Even if my driver had committed some kind of traffic offense, which I'm made to understand he hasn't, he's been released. What has my laptop got to do with him going through a checkpoint? Why is the mayor's laptop now in the possession of the presidential guard? I'm concerned. I'm concerned. We're just talking about multi-party democracy. These are the sort of actions which really throw into question freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of movement that we're experiencing in this country at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that the mayor will just talk to shortly with regards of alleging that a laptop being taken away by some security personnel. But I'm reporting the APC and the meantime to a live update. What did happen with Dr. Samuel Kamara?
So with respect to the new Secretary General, some people are na propaganda because when they make this video in t-shirt been there intact, and then they show one other picture of where in t-shirt been done in top been done chair and tatters and whatever. I don't think say propaganda could go to the extent of a man like that who's read the law, when a practicer of the law. They represent people that are court, in and out of court. He knows the law inside out. Go crazy for inflict that kind of pain by himself in the name of making a political point or scoring a political point. And to the guards them, we allegedly say they had instruction from the president to carry out whatever they carry out. I don't think say that they're not true either. I think say in the heat of the moment, then people also decide for use the power, the name of the power that's been. Because remember, orders from above is not always orders from above. Orders from above can sometimes be stated as orders from above, but using your own personal, whatever, because obviously you are close to the seat and nobody go question. So sometimes the use of orders from above is misused. Do I believe that those guards or presidential guard, President Biobi don't call them a corner, don't go Konani, they say, hey, so na see them, they cannot more so now. As soon as una target the Secretary General, una target the mayor in vehicle. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think say the president, in as much as I disagree with a lot of things the way they do, I don't think say don't reach now the Macbeth phase yet. I refuse that. No. I don't think say don't reach now the Macbeth phase yet, now that manic phase yet. For they give such orders out and they ensure say such orders are executed. I think these guards took upon themselves. I think say, and do I believe 100% the story as them in the tell and the video? Absolutely not. I don't believe that. What thing I believe say happen is that they reach a checkpoint. Is that I believe say some arguments take place. And that argument, because then soldier man them they are trigger happy sometimes and can like for pull blow and show power sometimes. Quick one, then they went into some kind of fracas that led to what happened, the result of what we saw. I think saying that they happen. For the mayor in laptop, do I think that somebody thought because they know saying that the mayor and whatever confiscating in laptop, they feel say they go find some kind the smoking gun where they not don't arrange, where they not don't sit together inside the mayor in laptop, now that make them take them? Absolutely, that's why they took it. Was it legal? Absolutely not. Is it right? Absolutely not. Waiting it create more commotion, more distrust, more disunity, more apprehension, more state of unrest. That's what it creates. And because we just can't inside and we not really sit down at the thing it because the thing now get for can sit down. Dr. Samora Kamara, please, sir, I need your nomination. Because after that nomination, then at that time I go get time for sit down for talk about some things them. Because there are rogues within you. There are rogues within you, quietly, slow movements, then a snake, then they move like snake. You know, they even see them, they come, but then they bet behind the scenes. Maybe you've suspected them, maybe you have not suspected them. But all waiting I can say is that the water don't dirty. The calabash don't broke. We not get forget that again. How we they go so no more, so we they go. Lickets go no a master. Waterloo go drunk pass banana. And that name you get for say. What do you get for say?
Well, I mean, in terms of the National Guard and everything, okay, the police and technical team don't get the police and don't get this, and the middle release, and even the election committee also don't release, and they even accuse the SAPP as well. They said they even accuse the SAPP them for made them stop. That they directly accuse them that they go bring instability in the country, and the police they don't go take that. And okay, there's not the team don't put the police in safety, so then try to take the individual and with them involved. See, they're not supposed to they attack the people. Now, just like what you said, that's a very, very important thing. What we need for emphasize that to people. Plenty Sierra Leone and overseas they afraid for going to Salone to become a free president PO. Not because they're afraid the first lady, because if they go to certain car, they're not going for pass, they're not going for me part to them or nothing. But these so-called vigilantes in Sierra Leone, these so-called party picking them wouldn't feel say because you party in power, you can do anything what you want. That starts with the police. It better the police that we can put record in and then we can put statement. This is the reason why we criticize the police in most time, because people like ordinary citizens them wouldn't feel say because they belong to a political party, feel say then they above the law for go ahead and take people in rights. But then see slowly don't creep because the police have become part of the ruling government then allow party supporters when a thief man them, when a talks them, when a no good people in the community. But just because of them would get party card or wear that t-shirt, feel say they above the law, they go out and intimidate people and attack people for no good reason at all. Today, plenty of people they go to Salone, not because they're afraid. People in the power, no, they're afraid them talks here, and they're afraid them they're hoodlums here. And then people here, the states don't give them power for go against innocent people. Then it's not supposed to happen. Where people know it's about there's nothing as from above. Because you present beyond 90% the apple, you not get no clue. The presidents are not getting no clue what happened 90% here. But because of the people that are around them, they encourage this nonsense. Every time when they come and they intimidate people, and then say no, they come out and tell them, say, stop, not use this in my name. Then they encourage them here. But we get presidents in a way because he supports them, even if he alters something way a bad, where you know say for cause instability in the country, then go quiet. This is where they are faulty. This is where we fault them. Because if we get a president where they come and tell people, if you're not a supporter, behave yourself. If you go against, you do the wrong thing, the police arrest you and allow say the police then go in accordance with that and begin arrest your supporter and force them begin lock them up for nonsense like that. You go see them go coil away, go away. Instability that happen in most of the African continent because of nonsense like that. It's not going to happen overseas now, because I like you wear that t-shirts the way you go commit a crime, the police will arrest you. Then you're gonna court. No politician you can pull you there. Africa now, when you wear that t-shirt, the police they give you that as extra advantage over everybody else, and that is not right. We all equal under the law. When you go to Africa, the president not to say them boy they go begin attack you, begin beat you and do everything and get away with them. They make plenty decent people they go there. They know their rights, they know it's not democracy, but because of them here and the people in the second power, when the big one, they're supposed to tell them boy, no stop. Because now them boy they take for go intimidate people. So but then second feel say they get the right for do one. There's nothing of President me no say last night the campus that I go that day. No, we don't make no sense. Nobody would come on sense will tell you say it come from any above. Now lie. We go take somebody in laptop. That's that thief. Most of the ones that thief, they just tip that laptop for go sell them. In the name of using the politicians, and then use the president, and then use the first lady name, but they wonder why people they hate them people here. This is the reason, because not all man will be smart enough to realize it, not to the president send them. So man, that's not president send them, they don't automatically believe that. So what it means, they don't begin attaching to the president. Slowly, people don't begin to resent the president, they don't begin resenting in administration, they don't begin resenting government. So because then they come out and stop them here. The police don't come out to arrest people, or then come out and put a statement out, say, hey, so incident happen on a call the president in him. Anybody will continue for doing here, will they come against you? Now let for you to present in him and then here will stop. But you were anything? No, you know we're nothing from them. But they wonder why maybe when they continue to use the president in him and people, not for nothing. Because the president and the people and the spokesman, they're quiet. This is what we need for comment. People say no. Elections, the council will not have no problem in our country. We're not left for use the anybody doing here, many police arrest and go lock them up. But even the security guard and say where they wear uniform, and first will be the thief man, and then first be the people that go intimidate people. If you wear uniform, you support the president party, you can go cause any kind of crime anywhere. It's okay. Nobody touch you. It's okay. It's acceptable. But when you wear uniform, you go to the other side, then you're not the criminal. But we continue to understand why this thing prevalent in our society. Why elections they come right now, we have people in life that are danger. This is the reason why.
Yeah.
This is the reason why even when the president do some good job, some people don't able to appreciate it, when they will not accept her. Because of the hoodlums when they put around them. Then Gary Boy when they put in the player, they win power, then go take uniform and give some Gary Boy them there and the fight for them. Give them uniform and give them gun. But you wonder why this action is okay. You know, they go on. Well, don't empower them. None of the people that wouldn't qualify, and they wouldn't fight for and doing elections. They not get nothing. They don't know nothing. The rules of law, they don't get nothing behind. Then just somebody say and go, oh, now for the party fair to, you say something about the party come after you. You don't know nothing and tell our constitution. You don't know the person in right. Then they do it at will. Then when they come out and stop, another sensitize, they come out and take the people away from the system. When I left, then they embolden them and empower them. This is where we're going today. And you get participated in that because I like them to do the wrong thing now. They go fair way for turn for justify. But it happened to the A2, they will justify. But what happened to them, I mean, they cry, maybe they cry. Both parties are saying they do. They make them parties, and they will be sharing the text and listen to themselves because they all are the same people. And they're not they go beyond empathy. Their idea mentality, they go beyond party. Their own loyalty always talk to SNP and APC. People are SNP and APC, they're not getting nothing, they are naked. So we not got time for them. We don't do their rubbish on social media. They watch themselves. They don't say the job got her. I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't say it all, you don't say them all, you don't summarize them with everything, you know. And then the following morning, after all of this kuskas don't happen, I was like, you know what? Game spirit, she's having fun. You know, sometimes you have to see the fun side of things and not take life so seriously. The emperor, the conqueror, the warrior is here. Jebu, Jebu. Hey!
Come be a first lady, no?
So next week, me people them, we go sit down. The champion, the emperor, the conqueror is here. Jebu, Jebu. We go inside flavor in latest song and how that has trend within the Sierra Leonean community and within the political space. So with First Lady, I mean, I saw it actually as a game spirit. The APC then do the convention, the elected flag bearer marching to town, the spirit was high, the energy was high, but then she turns around and say, this na nothing. Oh, that crowd na nothing, I make a show na something. Because me na the emperor, me na the champion, me na the conqueror, I am here. Let me remind you that I am here, right? And then she gave us this technical team. Let's go.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Master.
go. Here Jamara di Keruenu, Equadara di go. Omarunga Basi, Omega Basi, Omarunga Basi, Omega Basi, Epuka Dike, Ibe Dike, Wani Manaria, Achaluko Dike, clear the road for Musabi. Step aside for the game change.
We don't give now, we don't show na done. He show na he moves them and everything. And then here comes. And then here comes.
Another one that explain all things.
The emperor, the
Hey, una de shame? Yeah, not the shame. Because me, when I see they come, hey, that's why they tell party day. And they get that. Mother be on a so they laugh me in a room. Another one that explain all things. Hey, una de shame? Yeah, not the shame. Because me, when I see they come, hey, that's why they tell party day. And they get that. Mother be on a so they laugh me in a room. Yes. My girls, you know, as you understand, they understand what they talk about it. So when I see that thing don't come, mother can say, now what's happen? I say that the trouble don't come. And you know what that mean now? That means say, now you get for the wash the sheets there, now you get for the clean everything. Because now the period that they see. And if you let me, it will help me and see. So why don't see the bed? What are they hearing by? Where don't see the bed? Why don't see the bed? And they wake in the morning, why see the bed all red? And they make like I not see her, they pretend like I not see her. They wash their glove and they go wash them. If first they wash them, they are common and they left and now, then you go to take care. So when they take care now, you just they say, but I don't understand this business so. And you go, you know, and say, well, this is a Mexican. I don't be no say they come. I see you understand, eh? So no shame. When you
We fumble them. This is another debate for another day. This now a talk for another day. But I will just left this word here so. I think she meant to do a skit. But it's a skit went bad. A skit went wrong. I think she meant to do, I think say in intention, I've been for make a play, a joke. But this joke here so, it can go past mark. As I left on today, the question I go on for ask is there someone that teaches this woman about pedagogy, education, language appropriateness? The voice that we me dey na small picking them. I'm not hearing the voice of university going. I'm not hearing the voice of women. I'm hearing the voice of kids. So there is an age-appropriate conversation and words that you use with kids and around kids. So for go the level where it go and how descriptive and in the process, I would say dishonor the husband. It's very interesting. Now, I am not saying, because myself na married woman, myself, I dey get me up term, I dey get me whatever term. Yes, I see my cycles. You know, I have my monthly periods. And sometimes you will get accidents. Accidents happen, and they happen to every woman, regardless of whether you're married or you're not married or whatever. It happens. The way you deal with it is different. Not mean for saying we man them, not don't see we accident them, or at that sometimes not don't even come to we aid for EPWI during we accident them. But there is a space, there is a time, and there is a way to discuss it. Technical team, now close up and they close the show, so they tell me say somebody then at the line. I will take this one call number for Bunya, that's it.
Hello, good afternoon from Japan.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I hope I know they disturb now, sorry, but really, I really appreciate our conversation today. I don't follow now for a very long time. And I know say we're also there at the point of closing down. I hope say I know they go against our own principle. But I really enjoy the show. But I want to correct and assist you now on one or two things too. Let's start with first there from the one we describe as the queen. Even though I know say no political party gets a queen in that country, but the analysis we make on I really appreciate that. The last time I've been calling I've been talking about credibility on matter being ministers and things. I say, oh, the president gets a obligation for appointments, and then whether he believe in things. Well, you are serving the people. Now we come back to members of political parties. Not only Sylvia Blyden, we get in the plenty where the integrity they don't know they. Then when I hit another point back, the APC Convention. The convention where be one at a time I've been watching a program and thing, one of the aspirants we did the Basi Kamara, he been doing at the same program. So I've been watching him and thing, He explained a lot and other kind of thing and they. Me caution near Basi Kamara we interview. He not been getting campaign manager. Not the person who the campaign manager, not to be a delegate for even go zero. This is not the question. 2 years, Basi Kamara na somebody who I don't know but admire. 1 year na a young man where they come out, and the future of the party today it ain't at the hand. No go just kind of a party you expect say okay, you go become somebody tomorrow and thing. But if you follow the rules, you go through I see Basi Kamara na somebody because you don't build a foundation, the money you not get for build the house. So if you continue for day with the party and learn the structures, I see a future for another party. And the other thing back who not church, that one then I really make the call. The description where you give on that crowd, the tsunami. I live in a country where tsunami is a very common thing. March 11, 2011, where tsunami invade the whole of Japan and thing. That crowd was not a crowd, a tsunami. But one thing, where your partner, where your colleague we did it, you try for to say too, I'll tell you one thing. Not to the people in Africa you see on that tsunami. Now the whole country. You get delegates that will come on a Kailaun, delegates that will come on a Bond, delegates that will come on a Gambia, Kono, and all other places. And that alone also, apart from that tsunami crowd, it don't show you, say, a government will sit in power for complete 5 years, will not able to arrange the people them problem, popular. I'm not saying when I go say, oh yeah, people they ask you. Now look at that crowd. Let's say 50% of them say they know the votes or they don't register. But that is signal for show you. If you want to compare that crowd day, at least take you back. In 2005, when Nelson Mandela came from Robben Island, where the people of South Africa, they cried. The crowd and the way you compare with Andy. No, pray for a better scenario. Then the other side, we will touch back and think the point we have in with the police and the SLPP supporters somewhere around that Kisi area. We get for be real. Then the other one we have with the mayor and the secretary general and thing. Not be a coward. Everybody within that country, they will a leader and give you 5 years for let you transform the lives of the people. One thing I always tell people, I tell my friends and within politics, then one within the media, the awareness where Mother Biogo left na Salone after June 24, we didn't kick her out. No president will ever leave her because it bring awareness to we say where you can, work, no pull you out. It's not to Formula One for say we get for go the other time. Where you can, no work. Okay, now thank you very much. Now not take up on that time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kola. At the round up the show. But there is a lot for talk about the statements, the demography. Okay, I know I'll open a different show. I think we've done well for today. Let's carry it over because we also now, like I say, the stage is ripe. It's set now for begin the talk, the pontificate, pontify, deliberate on certain things there because I not forget we get for inquire about for no other than this Jagaban. Salone said get your own Jagaban. Nigeria gets the own Jagaban. Salone said get the own Jagaban. We get for no other than Jagaban. We get for talk about all of this. But listen, good people, even as we left the show tonight, I wish you well. Anything we defend at this wall, may God give as Nigeria, our sister parents, resemblance or almost resemblance in flag, then they go in few hours, as a matter of fact, they start going to the polls. We wish them good luck. Until we meet again, Unutata, what do you get to say?
Concerning the show, I will talk say, maybe they expect, wish for a younger person for lead the APC to the convention. But when the people of APC don't speak, see they want somewhere overwhelmingly. He's the man of that party. I believe everybody need to go follow him. Now we know the two main people now, President Bio and Samuel Kamara. So it's head on. Let the best man win. We're on job now for analyze both sides and sensitize the people in for the weeks are coming ahead, the months coming ahead. This is what we're going to be working to do. Watch them policies them, watch what them they do, watch them history them and see how we will sensitize people and choose the best man among the two. And in terms of the first lady, the video side, the dance, I think people misunderstand what it's for because enable, articulate and well. The poster where they be now I want to then just give a man recently as one of the best African presidents. So now that in the try for dance, we say the empire is here. And that's the make the type of ship inside the empire because it don't win an award as one of the best African presidents then. And that dance may dance when the people are now so for show them. Again, I end revealing your message. No, left us no more now. In terms of the speech about the period and all that, I feel same the main aim of the for you normalize period to the beginning for saying that to a normal, not the thing for be ashamed of. But the story we can add to I mean people look at like because Mr. Nogostra can say President Beauty who was the shit for but I don't say you might like you work back. President Beauty can also like where the so man for less mass and a Poland and they will take my clothes and go out somewhere. That you know left us. But again, I think it was a great program. Thank you very much, and thanks to viewers and listeners that were around the world. Without Unana is of viewers, and as again weeks and months coming ahead, we don't forget to talk political shows them, and we're going to continue to add to more few shows them. And thank you. God bless you. And have a very good weekend. See you guys again next week. Tata, guys.